Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's been a minute, but I missed you guys so much. So fun fact, your girl is actually a writer, and I have a blog where I post my thoughts, and it's called Roxy's Random Thoughts because they're my random thoughts. So I usually share the links to my blog on social media, and someone suggested that I share my blog post in audio format. For those who may not like reading but would prefer listening in while they're multitasking, driving, or just chilled, and etc. So yeah, this is for all my people who are not really keen on reading but want to know about my thoughts. This is the audio version. I hope you guys enjoy it. The topic is it friendship or an acquaintance? Are the people we call friends really our friends? Or is it just a term we use to distinguish them from those we call strangers? It seems to be a common trend these days to call anyone we talk to our friend. We've seen our parents do it, the vendor you get your groceries from do it, the security guard by the door, or even your neighbor. As long as you have a decent conversation with someone, the word friend just seems to perfectly fit the relationship description. It's so unfortunate that friendship these days is just a word that carries no characteristics, traits, or even actions that genuinely define what a friendship is. These days, someone who knows nothing about you can be termed as a friend. Someone who may not even know where you live, what you like, or someone who is never presently active in your life is categorized as a friend. I feel like we've lost the true meaning of what a friendship really is. Are we not substituting the word friendship for someone who may just be an acquaintance? And doesn't matter if we are. There's a difference between a friend and an acquaintance. An acquaintance is defined as a person one knows slightly, but who is not a close friend. The definition goes on to say that you might only see them when it's convenient, like when you're at work or together at school, and that you probably say hi to each other and exchange pleasantries. But you might not ask them to hang out with you outside of that, and also that you know some things about them, but not much. Now, according to Google, the main difference between an acquaintance and a friend is the level of emotional connection present. Friends have a deeper bond because they share more meaningful conversation and experience. Now that we have the definitions out of the way, take a second to mentally review your connections. Which ones fall under the description of an acquaintance? And can an acquaintance also become a friend? Subtitle: A friend in need is a friend indeed. No one is an island. At some point, no matter how strong we are, because we are social creatures, it is normal for us to seek counsel or conversation from another human being. What happens though when you really need support? It is only when you're going through a difficult time that you realize that some friendships are just for namesake but hold no true commitment or meaning. The saying, when days are dark, friends are few, holds so much truth in it. In your gloomiest hour when you need support, a shoulder to lean on, or to be checked in on from time to time, it might dawn on you how alone you really are. Then it hits you. The people we call our friends may not really be our friends at all. They're just friends by words and not meaning. Friends cause you shared a childhood together, but not friends when it counts. Friendly enough to reminisce stories with, but not friendly enough to see you at your worst. Most people in our contact lists are very friendly. They may be welcoming enough to share a drink with, but not as welcoming to find out about you or share what's going on in their personal lives. Have you ever noticed that when you're at your worst and you're looking for someone to call, you soon realize that what you have are acquaintances and not actually friends? Grief taught me a very painful but valuable lesson. Some of the connections we hang on to are just shells of a past that we have not let go. In my state of despair and loneliness, I got to see how precious a genuine friendship is, and sadly, I realized that I hardly had any. Subtitle: Can we blame it on social media? Is it just me, or it feels like social media apps such as Facebook has eluded us into thinking that everyone is our friend? We went to the same school, friend. We live in the same neighborhood, friend. We share mutual friends, friend. But in reality, friendship is more than that. It's about a mutual connection, mutual support, and just knowing that you don't have to face all of your issues alone. Life is unfortunately not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's going to rain, and you'll need a friend to hold an umbrella over you till the storm clears. But how many of us have that? How many of us have people that we can actually rely on, come rain or thunder? I have since discovered that friendship isn't about how long you've known someone. Just because you've known them longer doesn't necessarily mean they're genuinely your friend. I found a friend in someone I'd only known for 3 weeks, and the love and support I got from that friendship surpassed the love and support I got from a friendship that was over a decade old. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that friendships are nurtured and built with time, but a genuine connection makes for a lasting friendship, as long as it's built on trust, honesty, and love. Subtitle: Do you trust your friend? Can you say someone is truly your friend if you don't trust them? Somebody once told me that they preferred keeping stuff from their friend because they fear that the friend in question would either not be able to keep a secret or that they would not be supportive if they shared something good that's happened to them. So basically, there was no loyalty or trust between her and her friend. According to her, it was just safer not to share any details about her life to avoid any drama. And we have normalized this and told ourselves that this is indeed true friendship. Friendship nowadays is not based on trust or loyalty. Friendship these days seems to be based on old connections that we never moved on from, or on what a person can gain from being your friend without returning the same effort. We allow friendships that thrive on envy and jealousy instead of support and motivation. I'm not sure if this is common with male friendships, but the bar for female friendships is shockingly low. It's sad to note that women have a tendency of tearing each other down instead of lifting each other up. Genuine friendships in this generation are surprisingly rare. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's heard someone say how much they're looking for friendships that aren't just for vibes, but genuine connections that will help them grow. Friends that you can cry with, share your joys with, friends you can pray with, friends with a common goal. Why is that so hard to find? And do these friendships actually exist? Subtitle: Are genuine friendships real? I definitely believe that genuine friendships do and can exist. It might take a moment to find them, but it is very possible to have a healthy and fruitful connection that seeks to edify your soul and not destroy it. The reason why genuine friendships are not that common is because we claim friendships with anyone and everyone we meet, based on very minimum requirements. It doesn't seem to matter that we may not even know them very well. Our mindsets, goals, aspirations, stages in life are usually completely different, which is why you can find someone you call a friend being envious of your accomplishments. Sometimes it may be because they don't share the same drive as you, and you remind them of their failures and what they could have been if they had just applied themselves or had the same opportunities you had. I have realized that friendships built on people who are not like-minded, with nothing in common, can either breed stagnancy or disappointment. A healthy relationship needs more than just familiarity. It needs purpose, similar goals/interests, loyalty, trust, and love. Entertaining the wrong company actually plays a huge role in our lives, more than we care to admit. Sometimes, the reason why we are on the same level that we have been in for so many years without any change is because we don't have a growing circle to help us aspire to do better. If you hang around a pool of dead fish for too long, you will soon be the next dead fish floating on the banks of the river. But if you surround yourself with 3 motivated people, guess who becomes the 4th motivated person? The company you keep can either make or break you, meaning your circle can either influence your growth or your limitation, which is why we need to be wary of who we let into our lives because our progress crucially depends on it. The Bible says in Proverbs 13 verse 20, "He who walks with the wise will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed." Focus on making connections with people who share the same goals and aspirations as you do, and take your time to study a person's character and figure out if this is the kind of person you want to be around you. It's also mindful to ask yourself if you have the qualities of what a good friend is, because friendship has to be mutually beneficial and not one-sided. Subtitle: Friendships cannot be forced. Friendships take effort from both slash all parties, and that's usually the bare minimum, right? Reciprocation. However, you may go all out for a person and not get the same amount of effort back. It happens, and it's possible that you may be viewing yourself as a friend to someone, whilst in their minds you're just an acquaintance to them. Which tells us that we don't all view our relationships the same way. The only time you can distinguish how someone values you in their lives is simply by how they treat you. Their treatment will tell you exactly where they've placed you, but we need to learn how to evaluate ourselves in people's lives and not overexert ourselves for someone who may not even consider you as their close friend. Instead, channel your efforts towards people who deserve and appreciate your efforts and your time. And if you're blessed enough to have a good person in your corner, appreciate how truly blessed you are, because it's difficult to find real people these days in a society that's fueled by competition, distrust, and envy. It's also very easy to take for granted the good friendships that we have. Friendships need to be nurtured, which requires communication. It needs you to grow, which means being the best versions of ourselves and focusing on doing better together. Once you lose a good friend, chances are you may never find such a connection again. Subtitle: Conclusion: Not everyone is your friend. The second we realize that not everyone you speak to is owed the title of being your friend, the sooner it will save us from any drama. Protect your energy and your peace. Be around people who respect your boundaries and add value to your life and vice versa. We need to also understand that some friendships are seasonal, meant to teach us valuable lessons for that period of time, and then it's over. Of course, we may feel bad that the relationship isn't how it was before, and feel the need to keep hanging on to it, but sometimes we outgrow people, and that's okay. We just need to understand when to let go when a connection is no longer serving us anymore. There are also friendships that last a lifetime. Find a friendship where you can celebrate each other's wins, fix each other's crowns, and pray for each other's lives. Nurture it, take good care of it, and treasure it with all your being. Some people may not be as fortunate to have someone they can call a friend, but if you are, hold it with both hands and never let go. You may argue and disagree, that's life, but a genuine connection is for keeps. Cancel culture is only relevant with toxic people. If the good outweighs the bad, then you've arrived. I hope this article resonated with you. Let me know what you think about friendships. Mind sharing a story of your experience with friends? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And that's the end of the article. If you're interested in reading the blog post, I'm gonna tag the link in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this blog. Thank you for listening.